Oh, getting into your character, Lali, he is a tattooist at a concentration camp, obviously during a very intense period of history. He strikes up a few very crucial relationships. What do you feel are some of the most important relationships that Lali has throughout the season?
Wow, that's a great question. Well, first and foremost, I think Gita is the most important. I think one of the things that makes this story so unique is their love story. The fact that they were able to find someone in this place is so extraordinary, and I find it really drew me in because it seems so implausible in many ways. But I think the more I've learned about it and understood the story and understood where they were at, I think a lot of their love for each other was about finding something to believe in, finding a purpose, finding any kind of meaning, which is very, very difficult at that time. And so they became each other's beacon. They had very little time together in the camp. They were always stolen moments. They were always in danger. They were getting to know each other in this very kind of quick, dangerous way. But I think it was about knowing that that person was there, and I think it kind of kept some sort of hope alive. And I think the fact that he was even able to perceive of giving love in that environment and receiving love as well was an act of defiance. Ultimately, I think it humanized both of them when, so much of that camp was about trying to strip people of their identity and dehumanize them.
Yes, definitely. And you mentioned that, they didn't get to spend a lot of time together given the circumstances of their situation. What was it like building chemistry with your co-star, Anna?
So part of that came very early on in the process. I read with a few different people who they were really interested in, and I mean, they call them chemistry tests for a reason. And I think it's really about seeing how two people interact with one another in a space. How do they, how does it fit? And I think sometimes it's an instinctive thing that's quite hard to articulate, but I knew straight away I felt very comfortable with her. She's very kind, she's very warm. And when you're doing those types of scenes, any kind of love scene, but particularly in this story, and also scenes that are of such a horrific nature, you need to feel really safe and held by your partner and your actor, because you're having to be so vulnerable and having to go to such a dark place. And I just found her very easy to be around, and she's such a brilliant actor, very present as well. So I think the chemistry came kind of easy.